Okay, so your parents, and I'm getting that this is like a father figure, but you have this narcissistic father figure that their job was to protect and to provide, and they barely did that. Like, this parent did not protect you from, well, first I'm gonna say this. This father did not even protect you from himself. Like, a real good father is going to protect his children from his negative ways, his wicked ways, or maybe wicked is the wrong word, but just his negative ways, his immature ways. He's going to protect his children from himself. If he knows that he has a quick temper, or he's going to protect his children from seeing that side of him. But your father didn't even protect you from himself. You were afraid of him, not out of like, oh, out of respect to like your parent, because you're afraid of like getting in trouble, but you were afraid of being harshly and severely punished. You were afraid of being traumatized for doing something wrong. You were afraid of basically getting screamed at, getting yelled at, getting talked down on, getting belittled, getting treated like you're worthless, like you don't even matter. So this parent, they did not protect you also from other people. Like, if your siblings were picking on you, it's not like this parent would, maybe seldom this parent would stick up for you, but majority of the time this parent didn't help you, didn't protect you. And when your other siblings are picking on you and bullying you and abusing you, if you don't have a parent stepping in saying, hey, don't do that, that's wrong, they're going to continue to do it because the siblings have been enabled. They've gotten away with it. Also, this parent did not protect you from predatory people out there in this world. Because how can I say this? There are red flags of predatory like people. And because this father figure of yours is a predator himself, he wasn't going to teach his children how to protect themselves and how to watch out for those certain red flags, because a predator is not going to out themselves. A predator is going to groom other people to be prey. And when you have a predator as a father, he is going to groom his own children to be his prey. Thus, his children are going to be prey for other predators. And what's sad and unfortunate is that the child goes out into the world unprotected, not like groomed for prey, like groomed to be prey for these predators. And they have to learn the hard way to recognize those red flags when it comes to encountering a predator. They've had to learn the hard way, meaning they've had to be traumatized and harmed by a predator so that they can learn how to identify them beforehand, so that they don't, where it's not too late, so that they don't engage with them and get themselves hurt. So that's one thing. This father figure did not protect you, and you were worthy of protection. Also, this father figure did not even, this father figure also did not even provide for you. Now, they may have provided the bare minimum of needs where there's child support, there's things like that. But when you actually needed things outside of the child support, this father figure would not provide for that, or they would barely provide for it. If there was anything that you needed for school, or let's say you just needed some new clothes, or you needed a new pair of shoes, or you needed to go on a field trip and your mom didn't have enough money, she couldn't afford it, so you asked your dad for it and he actually couldn't help you out. You know, it's things like about maybe like prom and graduation, or maybe you going off to school, you needing some assistance, and this parent did not want to provide. Let me tell you, this parent provided for themselves, but they did not want to provide for their children. Now, for some of you, this parent did provide for your siblings, but they did not provide for you. So it's like if your siblings needed anything, your siblings would get what they needed and what they wanted. But when it came to you, you would not get what you wanted, and you barely would get all that you needed. Because yes, your needs weren't met, and you were given some things that you needed, but for the most part, they were not providing everything else. So because this parent was supposed to be a protector and a provider, and they failed that, where listen, it's their job is to provide and protect all of their children. But if you're singling one out, then you have failed, because why are you treating one child as if they are not your biological child? That parent deciding to neglect and abandon one child is failing as a parent, because a successful parent will treat all of their children equally. A unsuccessful parent, a parent that is a failure, treats their children differently. And this has gone on for the course of your life. And you've gotten to a point now where you realize you don't necessarily need their help. You don't need their protection. You don't need them to provide for you anymore, because you have found out a way to get it for yourself. You realize that you can live and exist in this world without this father figure. Your other siblings may not be able to do that, but you know that you can, because you've had to live most of your years without this parent figure really presently in your life to begin with. This father figure did not show interest in wanting to get to know you as a person and know the ins and outs of you, know your goals and your strengths and weaknesses. They didn't have any interest in getting to know you. So because of this parent does not even really know you. There is no relationship. There is no type of foundation, because it was never built. So that foundation has always been faulty. And that's exactly why that relationship kept crumbling down. The more you tried to build upon that relationship, because that foundation was so weak and fragile, it crumbled down. And you're left with just nothing. It may be difficult for you to have to accept the fact that you need to walk away from this relationship in its entirety in order for you to have peace in your life. But think back to what good was this parent bringing into your life while they were in your life, while you were in contact with them. What good were they bringing your life? Were they bringing you peace, or were they bringing you pain? And when they have brought you more pain than they have brought you peace, it's not even worth holding on to the relationship anymore. There's going to come a point in time in your life where you're going to be thriving. You're going to be very successful. You're going to be whether this is you have a very good paying job, or whether you are in a very established career field and you are, salaried at this point. Or let's say you are an entrepreneur, you own your own business, you work for yourself, you are your own boss, and that begins to thrive and become successful. You're going to get to a point in your life where you are going to be financially independent and financially stable, meaning that you are not going to be living paycheck to paycheck. You're not going to have where your account goes into the negative. You're not going to have to be borrowing money from people. You will be a lender, not a borrower. There's going to be a point in time where you will be able to have pay all of your bills, have everything that you need, a house, a place, a car, everything is just taken care of, and you'll still be able to have fun with your money and put things into savings. And at this point, when you are that successful, there's going to come a point in time where this father figure is going to be down bad, down on their luck, and they will have very little to their name. And they're going to be going around to the rest of the siblings asking for help. They may help, they may not. The siblings may not be able to help at this time, but then they're going to come to you as a last resort, knowing that their pride and ego doesn't like this. But it's showing that be careful how you treat people, because you could need them later. And the people that you treated the worst, you will need the most in the end. So it's up to you. You have your own free will. It's either you're going to tell them, I love you, I got you, I can help you out this time, or you're going to tell them, no, you never provided for me, so why should I provide for you? Now you see how it feels.